Happy Monday, sis. Self-questioning is powerful awareness. In today's episode of the Her Best Self podcast, I'm going to be asking you a couple questions, but one specifically. How do you want to be remembered? We're talking about legacy. We are going to get to some very good things in today's show. I'm going to lay out 6 truths and 6 ideas for you to carry into your week. People remember how you make them feel, not how your body looks or what size your pants are. Sister, listen into this one and bring a journal and pen. Here we go. Hey girl, welcome to the Her Best Self podcast. I'm Lindsay Nickel, former competitive figure skater and perfectionist, turned God-led imperfect boy mom and digital CEO. If you find yourself constantly thinking about food and wondering if you'll wake up one day free from the obsessive thoughts and behaviors controlling your life, then I've created this podcast for you. Because I know exactly what it's like to be a downright hot mess, trapped in a destructive cycle of disordered eating. I finally found freedom, and you can too, girlfriend. So if you're ready to heal your relationship with food and body and break the chains of control and show up in your best health, then grab your favorite Tarjay journal and let's get to it. So you can start living your best life as your best self. So today's topic, it kind of hit me upside the head as I was prepping for the show, and it came in hard to my spirit today, sister. So I am going to bring it to you like fire. We're talking about how do you want to be remembered? This question is going to change your life. It's going to change the direction of your eating disorder recovery. It is going to change so much for you. And I firmly believe that you're listening to today's show so that you can be completely changed. Okay, so let's dive in. So death isn't something that we sit around and we think about, right? I mean, we just always believe that we will have tomorrow. And in fact, I even think about people around me. It's like in my mind, I know my parents are going to go someday, right? They're in their 70s. And it seems like everyone around me may eventually die, right? But I must be invincible. I have this invincible power that it's never going to happen to me until it does. And so today's topic is not to be dark and deep, but it's really to bring out truth and light, because I want you to understand that it's so important that right now, when you're trapped in disordered eating, everything feels hard. Everything feels so overwhelming. Everything feels anxiety driven, but self-questioning is going to create this powerful awareness in you. You need to be remembered by the things that matter. LegalZoom actually has the statistic that 67% of people don't even have an end-of-life plan, meaning no will, no trust, no guardianship for their kids. Why is this? It's because we avoid planning for the inevitable. We're so wrapped up in day to day, and we automatically believe that tomorrow is promised that we don't even plan for the future. When we leave here, we leave a legacy behind us, and that is the truth. What is yours? A legacy is something that is transmitted to another person from someone before them. Okay, so think of like your parents will pass down a legacy to you. You're going to pass down a legacy to your kids. If you don't have kids, the people in your circle that you love and that will remain here one day, like you will pass down a legacy. For me, my legacy, it's my calling. It's to serve all of you. It's to be the best mom and wife I can be. And for me, it's so that God can look down and say to me one day, "You have done well, my good and faithful servant." But for me, I want to leave a legacy that is so far removed from the pain, so far removed from where I once was, trapped with disordered eating controlling my life. If there is a space, sister, from where you are now to where and who you want to become, I want you to ask yourself why. Ask yourself, how do I want to be remembered? Last night, my kids and I and my husband, we were sitting around. We had done our first fire. We have this amazing old fireplace that's in our family room, and I love the charm of it, but I also love that it's like this wood oven. And we had the first fire of the year, which is always really special in our house. And we were roasting marshmallows in the fire. And my son came over and gave me a marshmallow. And I like them super burnt. I know it's super weird, right? But the old me would have not even looked at the marshmallow. But the new me was like, I'm in the moment. I'm loving this. This is such a thing my kids are going to remember for years and years and years. Because people remember how you make them feel, and people remember moments, but not how your body looks or what size your pants are or how much you weigh. We want so badly affirmations from others. We care so badly about what other people think of us. But the truth is that those that matter don't mind. They don't care. And those that do care, those that do mind, they simply don't matter. Your true people, the ones that want you living your very best life, your healthiest self, your strongest self, how do you want those people to remember you? Eating disorders are the deadliest mental health disease. In fact, one person dies, according to ANAD, every 52 minutes. 26% of those individuals take their own life, and the others die from complications like starvation and renal disease and cardiac arrest, etc. But I knew I didn't want to be that statistic. I wanted to be remembered for something that mattered. I didn't want to be remembered for being the best at being skinny or for being the best at being sick. So what is it that you want to be remembered for? I want you to think about the people in your life, because sometimes the motivation isn't going to be there to sit down and eat the sandwich. The motivation isn't going to be there when that voice inside of your head wants to pull you off track and tell you that you're not worthy enough and you don't need to eat yet. But I'm going to give you 6 truths and 6 ideas today to help support your legacy journey. One of these 6 truths is that you are not your body. You are not your body. So sister, here's an idea. Let go of false ideals. Stop caring so much about what people think about you. Because the facts are that everyone really just thinks about what they think about themselves and what other people think about them. When we walk into a room, we are so consumed about what other people think about us, we're not really thinking about other people. And that goes to show that when you are focusing on you and what you are doing and your recovery, it's up to you to bring that light into the world. Do you think that I got here in this journey because I sat around wondering about what everyone was going to think about me when I gained weight? Of course I had those thoughts. Of course I had those feelings. Of course I had that anxiety. But at the end of the day, I knew that in order to heal my life, I had to lay that down. That was no longer serving me. That was going to keep me trapped. Another truth is that you are not your things. You don't get to take them with you. Let go of the short-term gratification for long-term satisfaction. If you are in this place where you are putting other people first and you are doing and buying and we get caught up in the holiday, right? What are you doing for you? What are you investing in you? Your health is the most important priority you have in order to be here for those in your life. The next one is that you are not your problems. This is a solid fact. You need to be able to let go of negatives and love on your family. Yes, we all have our differences. Yes, people make us mad. We get irritated. Our kids can be annoying sometimes. Our husbands can be in bad moods sometimes, or those that we love in our circle. We can always find conflict. We can always pull the plank out of somebody else's eye. But sis, today what I'm asking for you is to remember you're not your problems. You're so much more than that. It's time to go love on your people. Because what if you don't have tomorrow? How do you want to be remembered? And I have 3 more for you. You are not your past. It is time to let go of what has happened in your past. You don't live there anymore. You can stay trapped or you can become transformed. We can't do both. Yes, it's important to go back and say, this is why I am here, and I can show appreciation and understanding for that little person inside of me that went through all these things. But by sitting there, you're gonna stay there. It's time to be transformed, renewed, redeemed into something better, into something that you want to leave behind to those that you love. You are not your fears. Let go of what you're making things mean. Let go of the scary. Let go of what you are so consumed of that is unknown. And then do it anyways. Do the next right thing anyways. Yes, I was terrified to follow a meal plan or to gain weight or to let people know that I was struggling with an eating disorder. I was terrified. But at the end of the day, that's the only way out was through. And the last one is that you are not your eating disorder. You're not. You are you. And you can find your passions again. You can create new ones. Pour into those things. You know, when we leave a legacy behind, we leave something that we transfer to those people that are still here. What do you want to transfer? Do you want to pass down an eating disorder? Do you want to pass down disordered relationships with food to those that you love? Or do you want to stand up and say, no. I'm going to be remembered for the things that matter. Whether you liked him or not, Apple's founder, Steve Jobs, at 56 died of neuroendocrine cancer, pancreatic, and he had one of the most brilliant minds to date. He said, for the past 33 years, I have looked in the mirror every single morning and asked myself, if today were the last day of my life, would I want to do what I'm about to do today? And if the answer is no, then I need to change something I'm doing today. Being the richest man in the cemetery doesn't matter. Going to bed each night knowing that you've done something wonderful does. And when you put your head on your pillow, what can you be proud of that you did to leave a legacy? Can you be proud of someone you impacted, how you nourished your own body to thrive and to function for you? Did you face a fear? Maybe you overcame something that you wanted to eat that you weren't giving yourself permission to do. Maybe you went out with friends to eat and you enjoyed that time. Maybe you made dinner for the first time in a long time and you were present with the people in your circle. What is it for you? Are the actions you are taking right now living in alignment with how you want to be remembered? That's the simple question. Yes, it's simple to say, not so simple to live by, right? But I knew that I wanted my kids, my husband, my parents, my friends to be proud of me. I wanted to be proud of me. And if you feel like you aren't there yet and you aren't sure who you are because you've been jaded and confused by this disorder taking over your life, start journaling who you don't want to be. I talk about the Her Best Self statement and I share it in our private Facebook community. You can find the link in the show notes below. I have you do this exercise of defining your very best self. And if you don't know who that person is, you can do a couple things. You can go back and say, who do I not want to be? Who do I not want to be? Because that's who I want to become, is who I am right now that I don't like, right? And then you can also do this exercise. Make a list of how you want to be remembered. I realized while doing this that not one thing on my list had to do with weight or numbers or ideals about my body. And then when you're doing this, I want you to ask yourself, am I living in this truth? Am I living in this truth of how I want to be remembered? Or am I spending so much energy and time that is not renewable, focusing on what I can't control, focusing on what I'm trying to control, focusing on a disorder that's controlling me? Today, sister, I want you to ask yourself, what is one thing that I can do to leave a legacy? One thing. You are not your body. You are not your things. You are not your problems. You are not your past. You are not your fears, and you are not your eating disorder. People are going to remember how you made them feel and the time that you had here and the person that you are, not how your body looks, not whether you had carbs at dinner, not what the number says on the scale. Sister, I hope this message finds you well today, and be remembered for the things that matter, because tomorrow's not promised, but what is promised is the present. What can you do right now to propel yourself to be completely transformed? Lay it down and get to work. All right, girl, I will see you on the next episode. And did you know that I offer one-on-one private coaching? If you're looking for more support, if you feel like you're just stuck and you don't know what to do next, that's my specialty. Let's get out of this place of trapped and chained and controlled to freedom. You can find out more at lindsaynichol.com. Go out there, fill out a client application, secure a slot on my calendar, and I will meet you there. Bye for now. Have a great start to your week. Oh, friend, thank you so much for letting me share what was on my heart today. My hope for this podcast is to help more women find freedom from food and body. If this has empowered or blessed you, let me know. I'd be honored for your rating and review of my show, and I'd love to connect with you in my private Facebook community. You really can move from perfection to purpose. Let's break the chains together. I'll help navigate the way. Until next time, bye for now, girl.